Welcome to your new Notion Growth Analytics system, a simple dashboard designed to provide your business with the insights of how you're performing over time. With what we're going to build together in this video, tracking key metrics like revenue, social media following, number of sales, and other metrics that are important to your business are going to be easier than ever. This system is what I personally use to track my business's growth and how I'm performing it month to month. I found it extremely helpful and motivating me, and it helps me show how far I've come since I started my business in June of 2023. My hope is that the system can inspire others and make sure that you're continuing to push towards your goals. Before we dive into building this together, I want to show you the end result of what we're going to be building. Keep in mind that your business model is undoubtedly different than mine, and that anything that we create here, you can go ahead and change it to be relevant for metrics that are important that you want to track. All of the data that you see here below is going to be coming from a monthly statistics database that you're going to go into at the end of every month and enter your results. So you can see here that I started my business in June 2023. I obviously had a pretty big jump in growth percentage in July. Continuing on to August, September, October, you can see that monthly revenue, monthly sales growth, and monthly follower growth each month. And then using Data Jumbo, I've created 3 different charts, which you're going to be able to create for free with Data Jumbo, who offers 3 free charts. Go ahead and use the link below in the description. But here you can see the revenue by month and how that's grown from June 2023 from $55 in my first month. What are the cumulative sales of my Notion templates, and how many followers have I gained both on Twitter and on YouTube? Let's start with a blank slate so you can create this yourself. Okay, once you've created a blank page, we're going to come here and we're going to name this page Growth Analytics. Let's go ahead and add an icon. I'm going to search for a chart. And let's choose this one, but you can choose any that you want. Then we're going to go ahead and select empty page. Then let's come here to the top right, and we're going to make it a full width. And this page that we're creating here is going to be where we're housing the data charts as well as gallery view. Let's then create a call out, and we're going to name this one database. Let's go ahead and search for the database icon. Then let's bold and underline it. Then hit shift and return, and then we're going to do a slash and create a page. And then we're going to select table. You're going to create an entirely new database, and you're going to name it monthly statistics. Go ahead and get rid of the tags property. And then for this name property, we're going to enter in month. Let's enter in some months here. So for this first one, we're going to enter in December 2023. Then let's enter in January 2024, and then finally February 2024. Let's then create a date property to show exactly which month this is in a date format. So for February, let's go ahead and go to February. We're going to select first, but then we're going to include an end date for each one of these. So February 1st through February 29th. Then let's do January 1st through January 31st and December 1st through December 31st. Next, let's add in some of the metrics that are going to be important for your business over time. So for me, the most important thing is going to be revenue. So I'm going to create a number property. Then I'm going to name it revenue. Let's come to the number format. I'm in the US, so I'm going to select US dollar. Then next up, it's going to be my number of Notion template sales, whether they're free or paid. So I'm going to select number, and we're going to enter in template sales. We're going to leave that as the number format, just number there. Then my third most important metric is the number of followers I can leverage to grow my business. So I'm going to again select number, and then let's enter in followers here. And we're just going to leave that a number format as well. Now, to get our calculation of our growth month over month, we need to create a relationship within this database to be able to relate February with January and December with January as well. So to be able to get our month over month calculation for growth for these 3 or whatever you decided to want to be able to track, we're going to then press plus, and we're going to create a relationship property. And we're going to do it within the same database. So we're going to select monthly statistics. And then a really important key here is that you want to select separate directions. So for this first one, up on the top, for property name, we're going to name it next month. And then for related property on monthly statistics, down here, we're going to name it previous month. Select add relation. Then let me show you how this works real quick and how you're going to create these relationships. For example, for the previous month, we're then going to select January. You can see once we enter in January, it automatically fills the next month as February here. And then we just need to go in here into January and we need to select December as that previous month. Then there you go. January is put as the next month, and this is going to allow us to calculate some data. So now we need to go ahead and use roll-up properties to get whatever the previous month's figure was for our month-to-month calculation that we're going to be creating. So hit the plus button, and we're then going to create a roll-up. And for this one, we're going to do the previous revenue. So previous month revenue. We're going to select the relation as previous month. And then for the property that we're going to be choosing is going to be revenue. So you can see there, it's pulling in those previous month figures. For here, it's pulling in January. And then for January, it's pulling in December. Let's create rollups for template sales and followers. So again, hit plus, roll up. We're then going to select the previous month. Then for property, we're going to do followers. Let's name this one previous month followers. And also on these, you want to sum them. So we're going to sum each, come back to the one that we just did before. Let's not, instead of show original, sum. And then let's create another roll up here. And we're going to name this one previous month sales. Then you go to the relation, previous month. Then we're going to select those template sales and then sum it. Okay, now we have everything that we need to build that month over month calculation. So let's come to plus, and we're going to create a formula. And then let's name this one month over month revenue percentage. Come into edit. And then I'm going to put this in the description of the video, the type of format that you should be following for this formula. So right now I'm just going to Command V it into here, and I'm going to explain it. So what we're doing for this calculation is we're doing revenue minus previous month growth divided by the previous month revenue. And then we're going to multiply that entire thing by 100. And the reason why we need to do that is because we're going to round it so that when we're presenting in the dashboard, instead of having, for example, 5 digits, we're just going to have a nice clean percentage look. So I'm going to hit done here, and then it's going to come out as the number format, but we're going to change it into a percent. So right away, you can see that from December to January, we grew 50% in revenue. And then from January to February, we then grew to 20%. If you wanted to get the average of your revenue growth, you can simply come in here to calculate, and let's go ahead and select the average. So you can see on average, this business is growing 23%, but you could also easily find what is the min growth percentage you've ever had, what is the median, and so on. Okay, now I'm going to calculate the month over month percentage for followers. Let's come down here to the formula, going to select edit. Let's paste this guy in here and then select done. Going to name it to month over month follower percentage. Change it into a percent. Then let's go ahead and find the average for this one so we can look at that in the future. And then now let's create our final formula for month to month template sales growth. So we're going to select formula here, edit, paste it in. Then we're going to change it to a percent and name it month over month sales percentage. Now let's create a couple of views here. So first off, we're going to come here and we're going to hit edit view, and we're just going to name this one all so we can see all the data in one spot. I like to just do like a full circle here to represent it's like completely full and shows you all the data. We're then going to create a new view, and it's going to be called month over month stats. And this one's going to be different. We're going to create it as a gallery view. And once we select gallery, let's remove the view for page contents. We're going to select card preview equals none. Let's make the size of it large. Then we're going to come here to the three circles, hit properties, and then we're going to enter in what is the month over month sales, the month over month revenue, and what is the month over month follower percentage. And you can see when we first enter that, it's confusing to understand what these actually represent. So we're going to go ahead and create a new property, and we're going to create a formula property. We're going to then select edit, and I'm going to paste these in the description, but this is going to go ahead and allow you to style monthly revenue goal percentage, bold, underline, the color green, and then it also has the green background. So I'm going to select done. And I'm going to name it month revenue label. Okay. And then just to give you an example of why we're doing this, if I put this over the month over month revenue, let's put this one up in the top, put that over, you can see right underneath monthly revenue, we have that 20% and 50% year. So let's do that the same thing for month over month sales and follower count. Select new property, formula, edit, let's paste in this one for monthly follower growth, which is going to be blue in a blue background. Select done. And then let's name it monthly follower label. Okay. And while we're here, let's create the other formula. And for this one, we're going to do red. So monthly sales growth percentage, red with a red background. Select done. Let's name it. Then once you name it whatever you need to for the label, then we're going to come here to the properties and let's adjust them accordingly. So we have monthly revenue on top. Let's move the monthly sales label on top of month-to-month sales, and then there you go. Final pieces here is let's go ahead and add an icon for month-to-month stats. So I'm going to again look up charts, and let's select this chart line here. And then let's also create a database template. And we're going to name it new month for whenever you create a new month. And we're then going to give this one an icon too. So let's enter in a calendar icon. And every time you create a new month, if you want to enter in any reflections or anything like that, you could, for example, create a heading here and say monthly reflections. And then we're going to bold and underline it. And then now when we go into December and we select that template, we have monthly reflections that you're going to be able to write into here. Do for January and February. Then once we create new months in here, so I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to create a new month. And let's do this one for March 2024. Going to apply that template. Select March 1st to March 31st. Then you probably want to drag these up so you can easily enter the data. So we're going to move up the important key figures, which would be these three: revenue, template sales, and followers. Let's say that we moved up to $20,000 in sales, moved to 4,000 here. And then for followers, we move to 3,500. And then let's enter in what the previous month was. So February, and then come over here to the month stats. You can see our growth percentage is there. Now let's go to the main dashboard We're going to drop this one in here to the database callout. Then let's find the month icon here, do the month calendar, and then let's do a slash in the page list, search data, do a gallery view, select that monthly statistics dashboard. Then we're going to select month-to-month stats. And then there you go. You have this on the main page. And now our next and final step is to visualize this data on charts. I personally recommend using Data Jumbo. It's the one that I've found to be the most reliable so far. And for this scenario, you're able to create 3 free charts. So in the link below, you can go ahead and sign up. Once you sign up, a big key is you're going to want to authenticate and make sure that you're granting access to this monthly statistics database. So here I'm going to go to connect to, and I'm going to search for Data Jumbo. Gonna select it here, hit confirm, and that allows Data Jumbo to read this data. You're then going to select here, create a new chart, and you're going to search for your database. So I'm going to search for monthly statistics. And then for this first one, I'm going to do revenue growth. Build the chart. Once you select build chart and this page is loaded, you'll see that you have the option to build a bar graph, line graph, pie chart, and other types of data visualization here. For this example, we're going to do a line graph. And for the y-axis, we're going to select revenue. And then for the x-axis, we're going to select date. Now, the left-hand side, you can see bucket by date here. Right now, it's just a direct value. So it's this full text here to 2024, 01, 01. We just wanted to show the months. So we're going to do time interval. And then we're going to then select month. So there you can see it's just 2024 January, 2024 February. They're also kind of all over the place at this time. What you want to do is you want to select sort. And then that makes it so you can see from December 2023 up until March 2024 in a chronological order. And if there, for some reason, there's a certain month that you want to leave out, you can add filters here so that data doesn't show up in these charts. But this is a pretty simple one that we're building together. We're just going to style it now. And personally, for my eyes, I like Notion dark, but you can choose whatever you'd like. So I'm going to make the dark background. And then I'm going to, for the line, I'm going to make it white. And then let's make the point size a little bit bigger. Make the line width a little bit bigger too. And then that's pretty good there. That's like to my liking. Gonna hit save. Then let's add it to Notion. So you simply just need to go ahead and grab and copy this. Go back to Notion, go to the growth analytics dashboard that you have. Then you're going to do a slash, search for embed, select embed. Then we're going to paste that embed link in there. Then let's drag this, make it look a little bit better. Okay. And actually, I forgot to add a title here. Let's go ahead and add a title in Data Jumbo. So back in Data Jumbo, underneath this title thing here, we're just going to name it monthly revenue. Let's give it some white text, save it. And then once it's saved, it'll reflect in Notion once we refresh it. So go back to Notion. And simply in this top left here, go ahead and hit this refresh button. You can see it's looking a little funky there. We're going to move it down a little bit more. Let's spread it out. And maybe let's add in a little space here between this database and here. So it looks a little bit better. Let's add one more. And that text is pretty small actually, so we're going to increase the size. So let's move it, for example, to 50, hit save. Come back to Notion, do a refresh, and then that looks a little bit better. So that's it. You just simply repeat that process with Data Jumbo for the other metrics that you decided to add into your monthly statistics database. And obviously these charts don't have to be limited to our monthly statistics dashboard. You can create it for whatever else you need to visualize data-wise inside of your Notion workspace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up. I'm always releasing Notion business content just like this, so make sure you subscribe for additional ideas just like this, and I'll catch you in the next video.